What's going on YouTube? Just wanted to make a quick video. The Apple keynote's still going on right now, the WWDC stuff. Still going on right now, but I really just wanted to cover the iOS side of things because that's what I'm most interested in. The Mac OS is cool. Watch OS is cool, but I don't have a Apple Watch. My MacBook is working fine still. Don't have Apple TV. The only thing I'm really interested in is iOS. I'm sure I'd be interested in the other stuff if I had those other products, but for those like me who really only have an iPhone, maybe an iPad, hopefully this will help you out a little bit. So first things first, I want to say about iOS 12, which has been announced, is that it's not really bringing a whole lot new that you would think it would bring after seeing Google's keynote and what they were bringing and stuff. If you hear the presentation going on right now, it's because it's still playing. Looking over it from time to time to see what they're saying and whatnot. So right now, first things first that they were talking about is their updated ARKit 2. They added some interesting features like measuring and all that stuff. I'm probably never going to use these things. I don't even know if other people are really going to use it. But essentially what you can do is you can use the camera on your iPhone and measure out objects using AR and the camera. You can select points, point A and point B, to measure out, say, a suitcase as they use for an example. You can measure out, well, I guess I could use it for house furniture and stuff, but you can measure out the length of your wall, the height of your wall, all these other little things that you can use to, for example, if you're going to IKEA, which is one of my favorite places to go, you'll know the measurements that you can have for big dressers and such for your closet or your bedroom or dining room tables, all that jazz. It'll allow you to make measurements essentially on the fly so you can know what you're doing or what you'll have, and you can set up several points. You can make three-dimensional measurings on objects, height, width, and depth, which is pretty cool. The next thing that they talked about, which was one of my favorite things that they're doing with iOS 12, is that they're speeding up the operating system pretty dramatically, if you ask me anyways. They're talking about numbers of up to 40% faster app launches, up to 50% faster keyboard displaying, and up to 70% faster when bringing up your camera to take pictures. Now, I believe these numbers were what they were saying about the iPhone 6 Plus, which is cool because the iPhone 6 Plus really needed a performance bump. So to think that they're bringing all these performance upgrades to newer phones as well, it's definitely going to make our current iPhones, the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, 8, 8 Plus, and iPhone 10s, they're going to make them a bit more snappy. Now the next thing I would like to talk about is the group FaceTime, which is awesome. People have been asking for this thing for years. Google's been doing it for years. Skype has obviously been doing it. It's been something that's been desperately needed on iOS for years. So they're bringing group FaceTime support to up to 32 people at once, which is insane. I don't think I know 32 people, well, 31 people that will want to talk on FaceTime at once. But the option is cool, especially for, I guess, video conferences and such. But group FaceTime is coming. It's definitely needed. My family and I use, Skype, because that's our only real way to have a group video chat session because, half of us live out of state. So group FaceTime is awesome. I've been waiting for this thing for a while. Apple also did some other things like with their do not disturb options and monitoring your usage on your apps and on your phone and such, which is cool and all, but I don't think anybody's really going to use it. The only cool thing about that is if you have kids, you can set up time limits for what they can use apps for, and you can set bedtimes for when they can't really use any apps at all. And you can make exceptions for making phone calls late at night if they need to call you for some reason. So that's cool. But I wouldn't be using really anything else from that. The next awesome update that people have been begging for are grouped notifications. That's right, you heard me. Group notifications is finally coming back to iOS. It's been gone since iOS 6, maybe iOS 7, I don't remember. It's just been a long time since we've had group notifications. And people have been begging for this to come back because of the jumble mess that's the notifications right now. So they're bringing them back, they're grouping them together by apps, or you can do it by time, when you received it, date you received it. I could be wrong about this, but it seems like you can customize how you have your notifications grouped. Me personally, I have them grouped by the individual apps. We'll see how that goes. The next cool thing that they announced was they're bringing more Emojis, which is, cool. They're bringing a koala bear, they're bringing a T-Rex, and they're bringing a ghost figure. I believe there's one more, I don't remember. But they're bringing more Emojis to the list, as well as something that they call Memoji, which is essentially what Samsung tried to do with their Emojis, where, well, they tried to make an emoji out of your face so you can use it or whatnot, and they typically turn out pretty scary.
To map your unique facial features and expressions, and create emojis that actually look like you.
This one for Memoji that Apple's using, it looks pretty cool. Doesn't look scary like Samsung's vision was. Rip Samsung's Emoji. But Memoji for Apple's pretty cool. I'd use it if I could, but I don't have an iPhone 10, so, and probably have my face sticking my tongue out at people so people know it was me doing it. One other little cool, neat feature for the Memoji thing is that you can take a selfie, of yourself and put your Memoji face on your face and send it to somebody with some weird facial positioning, whatever you want to do, facial look. You can do that too, which is pretty cool. I think that has something to do with AR. So there's that if you're interested in that. Now the last cool thing that they announced, which was probably the coolest one to me, Siri is finally getting better. You can now set up shortcuts with Siri. So Siri will automatically do things for you that you normally do on a typical weekday, weekend, whatever. So for example that they gave was that, say you're leaving work and you have a typical thing that you want to do when you're heading home from work. Well, you can set up the shortcut where all you have to do is tell Siri, I'm going home or I'm heading home, whatever phrase you want to set up for it. And you can set up these actions that Siri will take while you're doing that. For example, you can set it up so that the first thing that Siri does is send a text to your spouse, significant other, children, whatever, letting them know that you're heading home now. And you can even set it up so Siri will send your actual location of where you are so they can see where you're coming from and how long it'll take for you to get home. You can set up a next step of, say you have one of those smart thermostats that are supported by HomeKit. You can set it so that Siri will automatically set the temperature of your room to whatever you want, turn on the fan if you want, turn on lights, whatever time. You can set up a whole bunch of actions of what you want Siri to do, down to it, if you have CarPlay, turning on music or a radio station that you want to listen to on your way home. So Siri is becoming a lot better. You can get shortcuts from apps through Siri, and it's pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to things like that, even though I don't really have many ways to take advantage of it. I guess during my typical school week I can set it up, or whenever I'm leaving to go pick up my wife from work, I can set it up so that it tells her automatically, hey, I'm on my way to come pick you up. I should be there about this time. Send her my map location, whatever. Siri actions, Siri shortcuts. It's a cool thing, and I'm really going to enjoy using it. So that was the coolest thing to me that they're bringing to iOS 12. So that's just a quick short rundown of what happened at this WWDC 2018. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, make sure you comment down below and ask them, and I'll try my best to answer them as information keeps coming out. And if there's anything in the video that I missed that you may want to talk about or have questions about, want clarifying things, let me know down below and I'll do my best to answer those questions. Like I said, that's just a short rundown, quick rundown of what happened with iOS 12, some of the cool features that they're bringing to it, and I hope you enjoyed. I might make another video going more in depth of what happened and what they're doing as soon as I'm able to watch the keynote again. So like I said, comment down below if you have more questions. I'll get to you as best as I can. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe down below. I like to do videos on tech news, gaming news. I like to do videos on cars whenever I get the chance, and I also love vlogs. So if you love those kinds of things, make sure you subscribe down below. You'll enjoy this channel, I promise you. And if you don't, it's as easy as unsubscribing. But make sure you also like the video, share the video, and I'll get back to you next time on some other video. I don't know how to do outros yet. It's still a work in progress. Peace.